On today's show, we learn about Credit for Life in Pembroke, a grant that will make a difference, and talk about upcoming things to do in our South Shore towns. You can get the bad news in lots of places. On the local scene, it's all about what's good and good to know. I'm Elizabeth. Let's get started. Credit for Life is an innovative Massachusetts-based program that provides financial education to students in a fun and engaging way. We went on the local scene to the Credit for Life Fair at Pembroke High School.
The fair has changed a lot. So I've been doing it for, I think it's about 6 or 7 years. We used to do this all on pen and paper. And the students would sit around doing math, and we thought that's a waste of time. So we had, during the pandemic, luckily, banks get together and create this website where they gamified the fair.
Financial education is so imperative, and so we're still using that website and app today to bring it to the next level to these students. So we're in person today and having these important conversations face to face, but the students are using their devices to figure out their budgets, and that's what they're going to be doing in their real lives. So this is just a stepping stone, and we're just so proud to be involved with so many schools in the area.
Most of the students don't choose the elective of financial literacy class. And if they're going to be going out and about in the world, even if they're just going to get a job, not go to further education, if they don't understand the importance of where to put their money, how to save their money, if they want to invest for their future, I think they're at a loss.
I teach the financial lit class. Assignments in my class, one of the first ones we do early in the class is breaking down a budget and how much money they think, they're kind of estimating how much they think they're going to pay for various items, and then they total it up, and then we kind of work backwards to figure out what your salary would actually have to be in order to support that lifestyle, and that's also a bit of an eye-opener.
The fair has showed ways to manage your money and be able to set aside money to be able to spend it later in your life.
There's different compounding interest, how to save up money for later on. Maybe which accounts you want to spend your money in, if you want to spend using your debit or your savings.
To have the students go through this exercise where they see their income dwindling because of their expenses is really eye-opening for them. And they learn that they have to save first. They learn that they have to think about their retirement when they're young and why that's important. And they learn about the needs and wants that they have to choose from.
Well, I think the price of the loans really surprised me, because I know you have to pay them off, but also going to college and not having a job to be able to pay those off, it's a lot. It's really expensive.
I want to make sure that I have enough money to save up in case there's any emergencies or anything that could possibly go wrong.
So it definitely helped me, because it taught me that although you want to do some things, you can't afford it, so you need to better plan out what's your priorities. So it's really helpful.
When it comes from picking a gym membership, or it comes from choosing a roommate or living at home versus getting a brand new apartment where they're required to buy new furniture. So all of these choices are put in front of them, again, in this very safe environment, but it's eye-opening because they're not thinking that way because it hasn't happened yet.
It opened up my views on how much I should spend and on what different things I should do.
They get a paycheck, put some in the checking, put some in the savings, put some in retirement or for a rainy day fund or something that unanticipated happens.
Whenever I get my paychecks, I set aside a portion of it so that I'm not spending all my money that I'm making.
I think there's a lot of things that get paid for behind the scenes that they're not so much aware of, or at least not how much it costs. So just really kind of the sticker shock, I think, of when you really total it up, how much it takes.
I'm hoping that after a Credit for Life Fair, the students are curious, that it piques their curiosity of oh my goodness, I didn't know health insurance costs this money. Oh my goodness, I didn't know that it would be really beneficial if I had a roommate, or if I didn't spend all of my money on vacations. I hope that it piques their curiosity and they go home and they talk to their friends, their families about what they learned. And then they do some digging on their own. They do some research. Suddenly they're Googling retirement savings and compound interest and what that means, and paying yourself first, and all of the things that we talked about with these students today. If it makes them curious, they'll want to learn. And if they want to learn, they will learn. And that's half the battle.
The first Earth Day was in 1970, raising awareness of the need for environmental protections to preserve our planet's natural resources. You're invited to celebrate this April 22nd at the Duxbury Free Library's Earth Day Agriculture Talk. At 11 a.m., local health coach Megan Watts will talk about the connection between the quality and nutrients in our soil and their impact on human health. Spend an hour learning more about how our body's ability to function properly is directly related to the condition of the soil our food grows in and the well-being of Mother Earth. Register through the Duxbury Free Library website. Are you seeking your next professional opportunity or new employees for your company? On April 26th from 2 to 5 p.m., the food court at the Kingston Collection will be the site of a Get Hired job fair. Local businesses and job seekers will be able to connect through in-person interviews and on-the-spot hiring. Multiple industries will be represented with jobs for people of all skill levels and expertise. This event is free to job seekers and open to the public. For more info, visit kingstoncollection.com. Immerse your child aged 4 through 8 with garden growing inspiration at the Pembroke Public Library's Grow a Garden Storytime on April 19th at 1:30 p.m. This session will begin with a reading of Masha Diane's A Garden in Your Belly, a book about the microscopic flora inside our stomach and intestines that work to keep us healthy. After the reading, kids will explore composting and plant growth with hands-on activities and a take-home seed pot to sprout their own home garden. Sign up on the library's website or by calling 781-293-6771. To provide parents and caregivers important and updated health and safety information, the Plymouth Public School District and PYDC is presenting the Plymouth Community Health and Safety Fair on April 29th at Plymouth North High School. From 10 a.m. to 1 p.m., visit community partner booths to get information on healthy eating, available programs and services for seniors, young people, and adults. There will also be free parent and caregiver workshops and entertainment for all ages. This event is free and open to the public. Head over to Pembroke and Tolson's Tap and Tavern Shop Local Marketplace on April 29th, when you can combine shopping local, eating locally, and grabbing a few drinks, if you like. Showcasing unique items and gifts from local artists and vendors, this event will run from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. Find out more at the Tolson's Tap and Tavern Shop Local Marketplace Eventbrite page. All through spring, summer, and fall, the Plymouth area welcomes visitors from all over the world. This influx adds to the cultural landscape of our area and is an enormous boon to local businesses and our economy. Historically, the winter season period from November 1st through April 30th has seen less activity. To promote this shoulder season, See Plymouth, the official tourism promotion organization for the town and county of Plymouth, was awarded a $1 million grant administered by the Mass Office of Travel and Tourism and funded by the Economic Development Administration through the Massachusetts Executive Office of Housing and Economic Development to promote the shoulder seasons in Plymouth and Bristol counties. In addition, the popular parade, America's Hometown Thanksgiving Celebration, as well as activities at Plymouth-Patuxent museums will be promoted nationally. In a news conference held in Plymouth at Town Hall on April 3rd, Mott Executive Director Keiko Aral talked about the federal tourism grants being awarded.
As we grow and as things continue to bubble to the surface, we'll be able to even have more activity during those times. So we're excited about the opportunities that are ahead.
Also attending the news conference was the See Plymouth staff, a representative from Southeast Mass Visitors Bureau, and organizers of the America's Hometown Thanksgiving Celebration and Plymouth-Patuxent Museums.
Get South Shore out into the open for people to see and show all the wonderful things we have going on during the shoulder season. And that would be between November 1st and April 30th.
This grant is a boon to Plymouth County and Bristol County and destinations like Plymouth Patuxent museums. It will inspire people to visit in the typically quieter months. At the museum, we're creating new programming we can promote throughout the grant period, starting with Thanksgiving.
Through increased tourism and visibility of all our area has to offer, our restaurants, museums, small businesses, and local pocketbooks will all benefit. New England spring seems to emerge suddenly into an explosion of new buds and green leaves almost overnight. But the season's unfolding has been in the works for months, when trees and plants adopt unique strategies and adaptations to take advantage of the newly available energy brought by the warming sun. If you're interested in learning more about this inner world, register for Mass Audubon's online program, Trees and Plants in Spring, taking place on April 26th from 7:30 p.m. to 9 p.m. Senior naturalist Tia Pinney will take you through the fascinating processes of bud bursts, flowering, and germination that native plants and trees undergo. Learn more and register at massaudubon.org. North Atlantic herring are a forage fish that have been an important part of Plymouth's ecology and history for centuries. Each spring, thousands of herring migrate from their maturing spot in the Atlantic Ocean through Plymouth's town brook to spawn 1.6 miles inland in Billington Sea. On Earth Day, April 22nd, celebrate the Earth and the arrival of alewife herring at the Plymouth Gristmill Herring Run Celebration, presented by Plymouth Patuxent Museums. From 10 in the morning to 4 p.m., gather with local scientists, community groups, and other aficionados as you watch thousands of herring make their way through Town Brook. Learn about this fabulous fish and its importance to our ecosystem and human population. There will also be free outdoor activities for the family. Entry to the mill is included with museum admission. Visit the plymouth.org events page to learn more. Mark Berger is a nationally touring artist who has opened for Bob Dylan, and he's coming to the Adams Center in Kingston. On April 22nd at 2 p.m., join Mark for an afternoon of stories and songs featuring country folk with touches of bluegrass, indie, roots, Cajun, and Americana. Learn more about Mark at markbergermusic.com and register for this fun music program on the Kingston Public Library website. Japanese art form will be the topic of discussion in a presentation at the Duxbury Free Library by Dr. Mine Savas on April 21st at 4 p.m. In the first half hour, Dr. Savas will present her talk titled The Great Forest Spirit in Princess Mononoke, the Significance of Morally Ambiguous Character. Using the 1997 Studio Ghibli classic directed by Hayao Miyazaki as inspiration, this lecture examines the role of the Shishigama, or great forest spirit's representation as both life and death, protector and annihilator. In the second part of the program, Dr. Savas will teach a lesson on origami. Dr. Mine Yamamoto Savas is an associate professor of Japanese studies at Bridgewater State University. This program welcomes both adults and teens. Visit the Duxbury Free Library website to sign up. And that's what's good and good to know on the local scene this week. Thank you for watching. We'll see you next time. Thank you for watching. We are grateful for your attention. If you like what you saw, please like and subscribe to The Local Scene here and share everywhere. Thank you, friends.